Hey y'all, Sarah here at Hillside Acres. In today's project, we are working in the goat pen. We are actually going to be working on the goat house. We are building like a shelf inside of our goat house for our goats to be able to get up off the ground and be able to sleep up off the ground. Goats actually prefer to be up off the ground. And so this is a project that it's been a long time coming. It's just something that we're trying to hurry up and get done before winter, so that way our goats have a like a warmer, safer spot up off the ground to be able to sleep at night. So come along with us as we get it done. It is kind of packed in our goat house, so we probably won't get very much footage of us actually working in the goat house, but I'll show you kind of a little bit of where we're at now. Corey is currently working away as I'm doing the intro. But yeah, we'll just show you where we're at now, and we'll bring you along to what it ends up looking like finished. So these are our goats. We raise Nigerian Dwarf dairy goats. And so this one right here is Persia. And then we have her daughter that she had last year, Pocahontas. And then we have Sweet Dixie that we actually just added. Corey got me her for our 10th wedding anniversary. She was my gift. And isn't she just gorgeous? They all three are bred and should be due in March. And so this shelf is going to be for them. Okay, so this is our goat barn. It's kind of dark in here. Let me see if I can't turn the light on. It didn't help very much. Basically what we're doing is, you can see the ground slants quite a bit, and we have just been putting hay and straw down for them to sleep on. But we are going to build a shelf, so it's going to be like a platform, and it'll have like a ramp that goes up to it, so they can go sleep up on top of it, or if they want to sleep underneath it. But Corey's cutting some boards in the background. But that is what we're working on right now. Our goat house is attached to, hold on, let me back up, our feed room. This right here is our feed room. This is where we keep all our feed. And then this is our goat house. And then it's obviously inside of our big goat pen. This is the goat pen where we keep the girls. And then over next to the shop, we have a pen. We have a pen that goes around our shop, and that is where we keep our male goats for right now. And the only male goat we have at the moment is Aladdin. Come here, baby. Come here, Aladdin. Come on, go-go. Come on, go-go. I don't know, you can probably, you hear him probably. And then that's our Great Pyrenees. His name is Toby. And then those are just some of our, I call them feral chickens, because they just completely free range. They sleep up in this tree at night and then run around all day long. And they're free to hatch out babies and raise them up and everything like that. And then we do have over there our actual domesticated chickens, as I call them. And we have, those are our Polish, our Cochins, and our Silkies. But these are our girls. And I did, like I mentioned, we raise Nigerian Dwarfs, which are miniature goats. They're a miniature dairy breed. And this one is Persia. This is her daughter from last year, Pocahontas. And then Sweet Dixie. We got her towards the end of October. And actually, we just recently got Persia and Pocahontas back. Earlier this year, we had decided, well, I had decided that I thought I wanted different goats. I thought I had decided that I want a larger breed goat. So I actually sold all of my Nigerian Dwarfs and bought two Nubian females, does, that were bred. We bought them back in December of 2022. and then they kidded for us in February of 2022. And we had a horrible kidding season. We had Galaxy, which was one of them. She ended up losing all 4 of her babies. They both had quads, which is really uncommon for Nubians, and they had a lot of problems. Galaxy ended up retaining her placenta and had to go to the vet, and it was just a big deal. It was very, very stressful, especially with a new breed, and you like right out the get-go you just start having a bunch of problems and issues, and it was just overwhelming. And so I honestly just kind of said no, and so I sold Galaxy and Fantasy had quads as well, but she lost one, but the other 3 made it, and we kept her 2 bucklings just to kind of keep this big pen from getting too grown up over the summer. And then we had decided that, we were just going to be kind of just done for the year, give ourselves a break to kind of recoup, because I get emotionally involved really easily. And so for me, it can be overwhelming with little stuff. And when something like big like that happens and you lose 5 kids in one spring and you've never lost any, it was a lot for me. It was a lot for me mentally and emotionally, and so I needed a break. I needed to kind of step back and take a little bit. And so we did keep her 2 bucklings, Casanova and Cowboy. I'll have to find some pictures and I'll post it in this video. And then we ended up actually making a deal with some friends of ours. They decided that they no longer wanted small breed goats, and we sold them. When we sold our Nigerian Dwarfs, we sold Persia and Pocahontas to them. And then we also sold Aladdin to them. And so we ended up making a deal with them, and we traded Cowboy and Casanova, and then we had a blue tick coon dog. We traded all 3 of them, and we were able to kind of make a deal, and we got Persia and Pocahontas back, and that was on October 7th. And then probably 2 or 3 weeks later, Corey let me get Dixie from one of my good goat friends named Roslyn. She lives here in Arkansas. We got her not last weekend, but the weekend before that. So we've had her for about 2 weeks, and we got her. Like I said, my husband let me get Corey. My husband let me get her for our anniversary present. He got a new beagle, and I got a new goat, so it worked out good. I know it's not like what most people would, do for their 10th wedding anniversary, but it worked out for us, and we are both happy with our gifts that we got. So we have Persia, Pocahontas, and Dixie, and then we have Aladdin. Persia and Pocahontas are bred to Aladdin, and then Dixie actually came bred by this gorgeous silver buckling, or buck. So hopefully that took, and we should have some real pretty babies from her. And then next spring we'll be keeping a buckling from her, and we're going to start breeding that buckling to Persia and Pocahontas, and whatever doelings we retain from them next year to that buckling, if she has one. And then she and any doelings that we retain from her will be bred to Aladdin. So we're going to keep 2 bucklings, and then yeah. So that's just a little bit of information about our goats while we're kind of, working on the goat house and, everything like that. But I'm going to help Corey get back to work before it gets dark. And like I said, it's a really tight space in the goat house. There's not a lot of room to work or set up a camera or anything. So I kind of just showed you, I guess, like the before. And then whenever we get it done, I will bring you guys back and let you see the after. This is how it ended up turning out. It's got the ramp that goes up to this platform, or shelf as I call it. It's a little dark today. It's cold and rainy, so we got this done just in time. We are going to put like either pallets down or something down up underneath it, so that way they have room. They can lay on top of it or they can lay underneath it without having to actually be on the ground. Dixie, like I said, is new. She's only been with us for probably about the last 2 weeks. And so Persia and Pocahontas are not as sweet. And so they really have not been letting her on the platform. I'm sure once they get their pecking order established, they will be a lot sweeter, huh, girls? But until then, we don't want poor little Dixie stuck on the ground. So we are going to put something down on the ground for her to be able to lay on, so that way she's not having to lay on the ground. But, I mean, we do have straw down. I did put their hay in here today. I think I'm going to go ahead and mount a hay feeder on this wall right here. For when the day, you know, the weather outside is gross, because like I said, well, it looks sunny, but it is actually raining. Well, you can't even see that, but it is a cold, drizzly day, so it was just in time for their platform. We have been kind of throwing around the options. Our goats are registered. They are the ADGA, like the AGA registered. And so all of their babies that they have this spring will also be registered. Whatever babies they end up having, doelings, we do plan on retaining, just so we can kind of build our herd up. These girls all come from some really, really good milk genetics, and so they should all have some gorgeous udders. I'm very excited to see Pocahontas. Her registered name is Polka, and the people we sold her to as a doeling, they named her Pocahontas, but because our herd name on our papers is Hillside Hillbillies, I didn't know that you can only have 30 letters total for the registration name. I wasn't thinking when I picked our herd name, which is Hillside Hillbillies, because you can only have 30 letters total, and that's including the herd name and their actual name. So pretty much all of our goat names are going to have to be abbreviated, because I think after the herd name and then the space, I think it's only like 9 or 10 letters that you can pick for names, which, I mean, for a while we should be fine, as long as we don't pick like really long names. But when we pick the longer names, they have to be abbreviated. So people we sold her to, they named her Pocahontas, but they abbreviated it Polka. And Sadie started calling her Polka Dot. And so we've kind of been throwing around possibly calling her Polka Dot instead of Pocahontas. I don't know. What do you guys think? She kind of looks like a Pocahontas to me. She's got like the browns, and she's real pretty. She's a buckskin. Her daddy was a buckskin, and then Persia is, I guess, golden. I'd have to look at her papers to see exactly what she's registered as. But, she's real pretty. And then we do have Dixie Diva, who is moon spotted, so she has lots and lots of spots. And her name's Dixie Diva, but we're calling her Dixie for short. Her previous owners called her Diva, but I don't know. I think I like Dixie better. So what do you guys think? Pocahontas or Polka Dot? But yeah, their little shelf is coming in handy, and like I said, it's just to help get them up off the ground. So comment below what you guys think, Pocahontas or Polka Dot? What do you think? You want to be Pocahontas or Polka Dot? What do you think, ma'am?